Morning, my name is Jaden Jefferson, and welcome to Community Focus on this Sunday. My first guest was appointed to an at-large seat on Toledo City Council in 2020 following the arrest of 4 city council members for bribery and extortion. Now, Councilwoman Tiffany Preston-Whitman, a Democrat, is looking to retain her seat on Toledo City Council. Whitman joins me now via Zoom. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, Jaden?
I'm doing good. Thank you. Tell me, why do you want to retain your seat on Toledo City Council?
So I think there is more work for me to get done to make sure Toledo remains a place where family, businesses, and neighborhoods can thrive. And I've already laid a strong foundation in my priority areas.
What results have you gotten for Toledoans? I know every election season, Toledoans are asking themselves, what has this candidate done for me?
Yes, and so just in the short time I've been appointed to office, I've been able to advocate for historic reinvestment in youth development and summer program. I've been an active council member who was a part of the comprehensive housing plan the city of Toledo developed. And I've also been the council lead on the disparity study, so trying to create more opportunities for women and minority-owned businesses.
What issues would you like to address in your next term, a full term, if elected?
So if elected, I really think there's enough work to be done in my priority areas. So I will continue to focus on youth development, continue to focus on safe neighborhoods, and also continue to see how we can expand economic development throughout our city and our neighborhoods.
What have you learned since being appointed to this position in 2020?
I think the number one thing that I've learned is that really to listen to residents, really to listen to the people that you serve. And I think that's the most important thing that I could do as an at-large council member.
When it comes to the race for mayor that we have going on now, what candidate would you prefer to work with?
Well, as an endorsed Democrat, I am supporting Wade Kapsakevich, and I have developed a good working relationship with him since being appointed to council. However, I think whatever the outcome of the election is, I will work with whoever is appointed and elected to that seat.
What would you say you contribute to Toledo City Council? Of course, all 12 members, they have something that they contribute to council. And for you, what would you say that is?
Me, I have a background in public higher education, so I work with a diversity of colleagues who come from different backgrounds, countries, political backgrounds, and also career fields. And so I bring that experience of having to work with a diversity of people on a regular basis, and really, no matter how many different people at the table, being able to work with people and get the job done and produce a product. So that is something that I have experience with and what I bring to council. Is
there anything else you want last minute voters to know about you?
Yes, I am someone who's born and raised in Toledo. I am a wife, a mother, and an educator. And as long as I'm on council, I'm going to be a tireless fighter for working families here in Toledo.
Finally, what are your hopes for election night? Everyone's going to be closely watching the results as they roll in. So what are you hoping for?
So one, I hope that we increase the voter turnout. I mean, I think more than anything, I hope that we have more voters and who are actually coming out to vote. So that's one thing. And I also hope that voters make the right decision to place me, as well as my other colleagues who I'm on the Democratic Party slate with, in our seats, because I think we bring a diversity of experiences and can really take Toledo in the direction needed for the future.
Councilwoman Tiffany Preston-Whitman, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Jaden.
Thank you. And after the break, I'm joined by Dr. Michele Grim, a candidate for another at-large seat on Toledo City Council. Community Focus continues right after this. I'm Jaden Jefferson. I'm Jaden Jefferson. I'm Jaden Jefferson. Welcome back. My next guest is a public health expert and educator who's trying her hand at local politics, running for an at-large seat on Toledo City Council as a Democrat. Dr. Michele Grim joins me now via Zoom. Good morning.
Good morning, Jaden. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. So you're a newcomer to local politics. So what made you want to get involved in and run for a seat on Toledo City Council?
Well, Jaden, thank you for having me on, and I think my experience meets the moment. I'm a public health professional, a public policy researcher, a gun violence prevention advocate. I've spent my career working in community clinics, helping access for underserved populations, get health care. So, with Toledo dealing with two public health emergencies, really, right? COVID-19 and gun violence. I think that my experience in those fields lends me well to council. So yeah, I'm just really excited to be running. I love Toledo, and yeah, I'm excited to just, bring my expertise up.
Good segue into my next question, which was, you do have a background in public health and education. So how do you believe that experience will benefit you if elected?
So, again, I've spent 15 years working in the public health field. I have a lot of experience helping community clinics strengthen access to healthcare in underserved communities, which is something that we need in Toledo. I'm an educator. I have both experience in the university level and also substitute teacher at Toledo Public Schools. And I've stood up for safer communities as a rape crisis counselor and gun violence prevention advocate. And I think those skills really lend well to Toledo City Council, and making sure that we focus on public health and education, and making sure that we invest in our young people. We need to invest in services for youth and education, and making sure that youth have career opportunities here, that they have job training, and then they can, they want to stay here and they can stay here in Toledo.
How do you plan to address the pressing issues voters have, such as infrastructure, the local economy, and of course, neighborhood blight?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about the ARPA funds going to neighborhoods. I think that's, a really exciting thing that we're doing here in Toledo. We need to invest in our neighborhoods. Our neighborhoods are really important. We need to make sure that your zip code does not dictate if you can buy groceries, if you can get healthcare, if you, have your social determinants of health are lower than someone else's. So we need to make sure that we are investing in our neighborhoods. And I think the ARPA funds will be really helpful for that.
What are your expectations for Election Day on Tuesday?
I expect to finish strong. I finished in the top 6 in the primary, and we have a robust paid communications plan going on right now. We're on TV again. We're on digital. We have a few mailers dropping. So yeah, I expect to finish very strong on Tuesday, and I'm excited to win and serve the citizens of Toledo.
What is your final pitch to last-minute voters?
Yeah. So again, like I said, I have the experience that meets the moment. I'm a public health professional, gun violence prevention advocate. I've stood up for safer communities as a rape crisis counselor, gun violence prevention advocate. I think we need to, at a time when Toledo is dealing with 2 public health emergencies, I believe my experience will serve us well, serve the city well, and help be an effective contributing member to city council. And, we need to attack crime's root causes by investing in our neighborhoods, creating jobs, expanding opportunities for our young people, and investing in mental health care and addiction treatment. So yeah, I'm excited to be running, and hopefully you'll consider voting for me on November 2nd.
Dr. Michele Grim, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Jaden.
That's all for Community Focus on this Sunday. Thanks to both of my guests. Have a great week, and remember to vote.